Stellar Warfare at first sight reminded me Sins of Solar Empire, but as I played it more, it is quite a different game. Some things I like, some not, so let's take a deeper look on it. The main thing in this game is that players have set of spaceships which are gradually unlocked in gameplay. So before starting a new match, player can select which selection of ships he would want to use. The cool thing in this fleet edit mode was that individual ships also have some customability, like can change weapons, boosts, etc. So far sounds great, right? It is, but further on was some disappointing things. Okay, I will start with the first thing I want to play in strategy games, which is a campaign. There are 9 missions to explore right now. So first thing you see are interactive buttons are small, and it took extra attention for me to just be aware of them. And later on the mission building tree becomes available, and it can be seen that buildings are hidden behind small buttons which are harder to see than in other strategy games I'm used to. Otherwise, buildings are sorted logically, like there are spaceships, economic buildings, defense, repair, long range, upgrades. Then one thing to mention, this game truly used 3D space. Like for example, buildings can be built more like in a sphere, not circle like it is on a Sins of Solar Empire, but I think it is advantage and disadvantage at the same time, because from one perspective it is really cool to see action in 3D space, but on the other hand it makes harder to manage buildings. Defense, because it is not on a flat disk as it is on Sins of Solar Empire. And by the way, I know their spaceships can move in 3D space in the Sins of Solar Empire, but mostly they do on the flat plane, which make easier to manage them. Then, returning to campaign again, was problematic audio, as voiceovers from spaceships were louder than actual gameplay story audio, which should be a priority here.
What the hell? Why are they firing at us?
On the
Back off
move.
for now and get in touch with Central
Ship
Command.
under
Destination
attack.
confirmed.
Let's try the nearby
Destination
Zabu
confirmed.
relay and see if that still works.
So, I did not hear some parts because other audio just made disturbances. And I will mention that the text font is like 5 different sizes in one view, which is quite crazy to be honest. It contributed to making me more confused. Okay, enough with the criticism. There is some good stuff also. And that of course is when it comes to space battle. Ships really move around, try to make maneuvers, it feels like really fight is going on. Compared to Sins of Solar Empire, they just sit in one spot and shoot, except those tiny fighters from capital ships or defensive structures. And look at those visuals, rockets, explosions, feels more colorful. But one drawback to mention, it was harder to zoom in and spectate those battles in close proximity. I remember since Solar Empire I did all the time to zoom in and watch the fighting. I previously mentioned about customization for spaceships from main menu, but in the game there are none. And I mean, there is a level system for all spaceships. When they gain the level, that gives some kind of bonuses. But there is no upgrades like it is for capital ships in Sins of Solar Empire. And In that sense, the capital ships here doesn't feel that much of a special unit.
Building.
Besides campaign, there are 3 more play modes whose names basically describe what they are about. Wavy Survival is where player builds base and defend. Base Assault is where player spawn in map, build the fleet and attack enemy base.
Construction complete.
And the Skirmish where player play against AI enemy, combining base building and managing army movements. So my conclusions: game feels as isn't quite fully developed due to user interface, different size fonts, different
Construction complete.
audio level tracks.
Our
The
base
price
is
on
under
Steam
attack.
for me it is 10 euros, which I would say is appropriate
under
price, as the game have quite a bit of content to explore. If you can get it on discount, then it is more attractive.
Construction complete.